guys, Dave from HeadGames here. Today we're going to do the Audi DAZA cylinder head. I'm going to hand port it and get it ready for CNC digitizing. Keep watching. All right, here is the Audi DAZA cylinder head. Now I've heard this called a mini Lambo, but it's really not. It's really not. So I think we should stop calling it that. Just because it's, you know, 5 cylinders and kind of shaped like a Lambo. I mean, it takes Lambo parts, I'll tell you that. But otherwise, this thing is not a Lambo. So this is the intake port. We are going to make this a fin here, this all material here, and this material here. We'll make all that a fin, and we're going to make this wire. Now, a lot of people say when I make this area right here, because it has these, you know, I don't have them, but they have like a divider for the port. The way that I do that, for whatever reason, when I shape it, a lot of people think there's a crack there, but it's really just those, like a stop there. So it just stops. And I've seen people cover this up, you know, epoxy it. I just don't see it being worth all that effort. It doesn't care. Air is not going to care about that. Air is going to care about other things, and that's definitely not one I would concern myself with. Here is the intake port. Here is the combustion chamber. As you can see, there has been some damage that we are trying to fix here. So each one of them has like a little bead of weld, but nothing to worry about there. There's really not a lot to do to the chamber. I think we can lay this back here. On the sides, you really can't touch it, because if you touch it, the gasket line is literally on this line. So you can't do much. They don't give you enough cushion for the pushing. Exhaust port, nice and round. I love a round exhaust port. They are the fastest. I mean, they're just most efficient. You can't beat a round exhaust port. We're gonna make a fin, so you can expect from HeadGames. Make a fin on the floor, make a fin on the roof, get rid of the guide bosses. All right, so this is what we're gonna be using for burrs. We got a long 1/2 inch, we got a short 1/2 inch. Long 1/2 inch, that's for short turns. More on that later. This, if we cut one of these down, and that is so we can put a little bit more pressure on it, and you don't have to worry about flexing, you know, more cushion for the pushing. And we also have 2 sized 3/4 size burrs. The 3/4, say cut down, I'm gonna put a lot of pressure on this guy. This one, it just sometimes you have a space where you just need the length, especially what I'm doing with it, because I am videoing this, I kind of have to get in some weird positions, and I need the length. So that's what we got there. And we have a GD0603 Makita grinder, the electric grinder. I love this grinder. What's cool about this grinder over all the other ones that I've ever tried, including the other Makita, is that this 3/4, this burr here, you could run it without the speed controller and it won't wobble at all. This thing is just awesome. It really holds true. I don't have to worry about anything. All the other burr, there's another Makita, if you put this in it, it would actually wrap it around your wrist. It sucks. So we got all the burrs there, and we have a speed controller, whereas I'm gonna be full blast for most of this. And then when I go to fine grind, I just turn it all the way down. All the tools that I'm using in this video can be found below. We have an Amazon affiliate links, and we also have HeadGames Motorworks.com, where you can find all of our porting packages. If you want cartridge rolls, you want burrs. All right, let me interrupt you real quick, because you've seen me use the 1/2 inch burr to take out the guide bosses, but I'm gonna switch now to the 3/4 burr. I'm gonna show you why. So this, the 3/4 burr, is basically a round burr, and this is a round shape exhaust port. So I wanna use the round shape of the burr to make this still a circle. If I use something smaller, it's gonna be much harder. I have to do a lot of shaping. But with the guide boss in there, I like literally can't fit this burr in here, and then that just becomes a problem. So what I did was I knocked it out. That way I can just freely go anywhere I want to go and shape this any way I want to shape it and don't have to worry about it. I use our HeadGames half-inch super spiral burr almost like a template. It lets me establish the guide ball shape quickly while keeping everything symmetrical before I start refining the rest of the port. Short turns are tricky. The short turn is where airflow can either stay attached or completely fall apart. You can't just make it smaller or larger or wider or lay it back. You have to shape it so the air wants to follow the floor through the turn. I promise you a lesson here for the short turns, and here you go. Now I know I've put this in other videos, so you know if you've watched a lot, nothing changes here. So the short, this is the shorty. The short one, it does go back into this exhaust port. Usually that is a problem. This one, you can actually get pretty far back. What you want to do is when you use the longest one, you see how much farther back I can get into the port, and I can blend it all into the short turn. That is what you want. You want to blend everything you can, if you can, from this side, and that way you don't have to flip it. Sometimes you have to flip it to do both sides, but having the longer reach really, really helps. It's almost like everything. Well, right here is the progress we've made so far. This is what we started with, and this is roughed out ported. Now it is time to sand this side, but first we're gonna go onto the intake. Now on the exhaust, you saw me using the longer version and the shorter version, and here you're only gonna see me using the shorter version of both of these burrs. So this is a 3/4 burr. This is the 1/2-inch burr, and I'm not going to use anything else besides these two because I'm going to put a lot of pressure on it, so I need the shortness of this in order to do that. I'm not chasing a shiny finish or something that looks pretty. I'm building a shape that controls the air. Every time I remove material, I'm asking the same question. Does this help the air get where it wants to go? Good porting isn't about removing the most aluminum, it's about removing the right aluminum. When I'm building the fin, I start by cutting a trench down both sides using the divider as my guide. That keeps the fin centered and straight. From there, I blend both sides into the short side and gradually transition everything into the port walls. Here is the finished well, semi-finished port. It's all roughed in. I'm gonna go back over it and fine grind it with the 1/2 inch at a low speed and then sand it. I didn't want to bore you guys with regrinding it, so we're just gonna, you're just gonna see sanding after this. So, but you see how we got our fin here, got our fin there, everywhere it's a fin, and this thing is just starting to get ready to party. And you can see this is what we started with. We'll go back over that again, but here we are now. So I didn't realize that I did not record the short turns, but you're gonna see this now. So let's talk about it. The turn right here, you'll see has a big ledge right there on the bottom cut. And that big ledge is likely for the DI. So it's gonna push air into the center of the port, and that is for the DI. But where we're going, we don't need that because this can be DI and port injection. So we make it a turn. We make this thing a complete turn. Don't need to worry about any of that BS where we're going. For sanding, we are gonna switch it over to the Cleco. This is, I don't know what the number is. It's a really long number and it is in our links below. And I do that because it has a front exhaust. The front exhaust is going to help it push all of the sanding material away from me so I can see my work. And right here you'll see that I'm using a flapper, and it's just basically some 3M flapper material that you cut up on your own. I use a prop rod. It's a 1/4 inch prop rod that I just took the nose and made it kind of round and put a slit in it so this way this thing fits. And then I'm going to use this cartridge roll mandrel, and it's a 1/4 inch as well. The link is below. And I'm going to use a 60 grit 1/2 inch, and I'm also going to use a 60 grit 3/4. Again, all this stuff is below. I see a lot of guys sanding their cylinder heads thinking they're changing something to do with airflow. Sanding shouldn't be where you create the port. It should simply reveal the port you already built. If you're using cartridge rolls to fix mistakes or do anything, you're already behind. I try to get everything where I want it with the carbide burr first. Sanding is just about refining, not redesigning. Intake ports, looking snazzy. I love them. So we have a divider that is now way better looking than that. I know the light's not really on that, but you can see that dude's ugly. And now we have this pretty lady. I can't expose for this and get this. So we have a divider that has a fin now. And you'll notice in the corners there, a lot of people say that it's cracked. Every time I posted a picture up, they said it was cracked there. But as you can see, not cracked. That is just that right there. It's just what's left of it after I grind and enlarging the port. Not really making anything out here, not making the face of it really that much bigger. I'm making everything inside of it bigger because there is quite a bit of room to do something with it. Let's take a look at the exhaust. On the exhaust side, looking delicious. I'm telling you what, air is gonna love spooling the turbo coming out of this thing. And this is all 60 grit. It has fins up and top and bottom. Enlarged, I made it more user friendly. So that's what we had here, big guide bosses. Huge guide bosses, no fins, no nothing, and now we got that. Also, you notice that, I don't know if you can see it, but they're kind of oblong, whereas I made this round. So this is all ready for digitizing. All right, here's the chamber. Now I scribed this out so you can see that there's really no cushion for the pushing. Now, we might do something with this thing later, but my concern here is that if I touch inside here, because I would love to lay this back. I would love to deburr this area here. I would just lay this back right here. And there's like this little section right here. But the problem is when we go to CNC it, this line is literally on the gasket already. And I'm afraid if I open that up at all, that's going to be a problem. So I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. And if you notice there, right there, you see how like there's that little section there that's not touched? Well, that section is okay. You don't want to dig that out and make it bigger because it's not going to make it better. Anything you do here, you really need to make sure it's to size and a certain percentage of the size of the valve. You don't want to just willy-nilly that thing and just open it up. All right, that's going to do it for us today, but it's not going to do it for this build. Next up, Matt's going to throw this thing in the CNC, digitize it, get it ready for porting. We're going to CNC it. We're going to throw bronze guides in it. We're going to valve job it. We're going to mill it, assemble it, all the good stuff. If you want to see all that, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. You want to get all the notifications because you're going to want to watch that. Toodles.
HeadGames!